Time's up. Let's do this.
Hello and welcome, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to Strife Smackdown podcast. This is a little bit of a make-up podcast because on Tuesday night we were not able to get this on the way. It's a little late back then, and we decided to move it to Thursday. So don't worry if you're not having a good time on Tuesday and you got lots of questions to ask, like why people play the heroes that they play. This is going to be the perfect opportunity for you guys to ask those questions. And well, generally, we have with us two very special guests for tonight. And they are the captains of the teams that you guys witnessed back then on Tuesday night. Effectively, we've got with us from Wikicafe, June, and that's the guy on the left. June, say hi.
Hey guys, good evening.
And we've also got Ice Bubble, captain for FrozenPulse, on the right side of this screen here. So, what's up, man? Right, good stuff. So this is the first time we're doing a podcast, and effectively, we're gonna want to do this every single Tuesday night, effectively. And like I said before, every single Tuesday night we're gonna have the BO3 Strife Smackdown games, and after that we'll probably be doing this. So this is a makeup, and of course the podcast will be uploaded on a online platform that will be available for download. So no worries about that. So well, first things first, let's talk about that game on Tuesday night. So both games did go to Wikicafe. So how do you guys feel, June?
We feel really accomplished, We felt that it was a great game for both teams, and that both teams gave their all in the game. Like, we all had to plan out for what to do to get the win, and to be able to prove ourselves as not only ordinary team to the whole Strife community, but also to the other people outside the country.
Right. So I've got some basic questions first, and effectively the first question is, I think most of the people here today want to know more about Wikicafe as well as FrozenPulse. So maybe you guys can let us know when you guys form your team for Wikicafe first.
Okay. We were a bunch of players coming from a certain MOBA game, a first generation MOBA game, and me and my three of the members of my team, who's this? Nephilim, Wiki, and Shin were our neighbors actually. And then two of the other people, we just met them here at the internet cafe, somewhere in our place, here in the Philippines.
Nice. So when was it that you guys started playing Strife as a team?
We started playing Strife around October 4. That was the first time that the daily brawls occurred here in the Philippines.
That's just like 1 month back, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are already pretty accomplished. So how do you do for the brawl?
We set up some mini practices every time we meet here in the cafe, and also we try to play together as a team. So that, because in here there are not a lot of access to internet, and only certain people from my team can play. So as much as possible, we try to meet up somewhere, especially here in the Wikicafe internet shop, and then here we start playing and queuing.
Nice. And for FrozenPulse, you guys, I saw you guys back, I think last Saturday at the J-Cube Strife Origins first leg of the tournament. When do you guys form your team?
We actually formed our team a little later than Wikicafe, somewhere around 17 October, mid-October, where we actually all meet up and just talk about gaming and our team name. I forced all of them to just sit down there until we finish deciding on a team name. So we are made up of mostly people from other games, like LL and CSGO, and I myself come from HON, Heroes of Newer. So yeah, we just started playing Strife 1-2 months ago. So we're just looking for people to play together, form a party, and things like that. Yeah.
I see. Relatively new team as well. So we've got two very new teams with us here today, and generally, I'm pretty impressed with the level of play that we saw, I think, on Tuesday night, specifically for the second game. But before we jump the gun, I think just some very basic questions that I've got here for you guys. And that would be, so far, C scene is very new. So maybe you can let me know who, or rather which team, do you think is the team to fear for so far, that you guys have played against in brawls or in tournaments? We'll start with Wikicafe. So which team are you most afraid of?
Okay, here, I've played. I mean, the team has played only for a couple of months, maybe give it a two, and we weren't able. I mean, we weren't able to familiarize ourselves with different teams, especially from America, Europe, and other parts of the country. But as of now, I can name Team War Gods from Philippines, and it's like they are the source of they. I mean, they are the reason why we play Strife and why we comprise the team.
All right, so you are playing this game to challenge war gods. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
All right, that's very nice. That's very good, and I think we'll try and arrange a game between you and war gods on the stream as well. That would be pretty exciting, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, what about you, Ice Bubble? Which team do you think, not just in Singapore, if you know of any other team in C, which team do you guys fear the most?
Right now, we haven't really played much with teams from SEA, fingers crossed. I think WTK from Thailand, I think they are the champion, one of the top few teams. They are really, really strong. I happened to versus their full five team before. We just melted like in 20 minutes.
I
But
see.
right now in Singapore, I think the teams that we will look up to is ISG and Impunity. They have really, really strong skills and background, and their teamwork is really just I don't know how to describe it. But
Okay.
yeah,
So comparing FrozenPulse and ISG and Impunity, I know that those guys have been playing games competitively for very long.
Yeah.
What percentage do you think you guys are on as compared to Impunity and ISG? Saying that they're 100%, just as comparison, where do you guys feel you are at now?
10.
10%,
No,
okay.
no lah. Okay, must bring up my team a bit. I think against ISG we are around say 20 to 30.
Okay, okay.
In
That's not
Impunity,
bad.
yeah, that's not too bad. Against Impunity, probably around the same 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I say it's not bad because you guys just formed your team about 2 to 3 weeks back, which
Yeah.
effectively it's just like less than a month. But do you guys see? This question applies to both Wikicafe, June as well as Ice Bubble. Do you guys see yourself overtaking the scene, and how long do you think it's gonna take you guys to reach there?
Mm, for us, we just started and we don't plan to stop so soon. But right now, we are currently really looking for our last player because most of us we have a lot of commitment and sometimes we just can't make it for events. And we're finding our last right now as far as training. We don't want to take things too fast, but I do see ourselves becoming at least on par by end of this year or early next year. So yeah, do watch out for us.
So you expect 3 to 6 months time, you guys are gonna be on par with ISG and Impunity. That's actually quite a huge amount of shots fired there. So I think I like to see a game between FrozenPulse and whether is it ISG or Impunity in 3 months time for sure. But Wikicafe, what about you guys? Do you think that you're on the same level as War Gods and do you think that you guys are confident to win them?
Mm, actually, we started playing Strife, and War Gods was the team that we first competed against. And after that day, we thought to ourselves, are we really trying to get on the scene of Strife? And I was like, I think, yeah, that's a great idea. And then when we formed the team in the internet cafe, we were like, as we played each day, we made some progress, and we were like, damn, we started the game hella back, and we were just starting it out as some newbies. And then when we got there, I mean, we're trying to make a name for the team. We were like, okay, this is not gonna stop yet, and we have to keep on going.
Right. That's actually very good drive you guys have, and
Hey, can I
I
just
think that
say,
yeah, sure.
sorry, can I interrupt you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
please.
didn't mean that like we would like win or beat ISG or Infinity in just a short while. But I mean, like, give them a good game where we get to
Oh.
play against them in future instead of just get trash. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's a good start.
Trying
It's
to
a
get-
good start.
Yeah, that is.
Well, I think that for Strife, generally quick games are something that are just a little bit unexpected. You normally have games that would be defined as steamroll the moment you have Krytos coming out of mid lane, and then they just go straight for Crux. And I think that if you can put up a fight, you would really just deny the first Sindara. You probably go in and that would be a pretty good fight already. But back to the point here, and I think you guys actually did a very good job in the showcase match. So let's go in and take a look in the draw first, then we can talk a little bit more about the strategy and understand the meta from both sides, both SG and Philippines. So this is the draft for the first game, and effectively we have with us, I think FrozenPulse was the team that went with the first pick and first ban for this game, right? You guys banned out Blazer first.
no, they
June,
have
did
the
you-
first pick and ban.
Do you guys have it? You have it, right?
No, they have the first pick and ban.
For the first game?
Yeah, I think.
No. For the first game, it was, I think, Frozen.
It was FrozenPulse.
Oh,
It was
okay, yeah.
FrozenPulse. Right. So, first question. When you see that Blazer getting banned out, June, what were your thoughts there?
Because whenever we try to queue up at SG, I thought of Blazer now, and I was like, I haven't seen a lot of players playing as Blazer, so maybe it's okay to be banned, but it depends also on the player. You never know what might happen.
Okay. So the Blazer getting banned out, and you guys counter with a Trixie ban. Now that's interesting. Banning Trixie. I never really thought that Trixie was, that heavy utility kind of a hero that would be, well deserving of a ban. But why is that? Is that very frequently picked up in Philippines, Trixie?
Well, in Philippines, we use Trixie most of the time as support or utility type of hero, but I thought of the meta for SG, or we even talked about it, that I think Trixie is gonna be a really pain in the lineup because she gives out a lot of burst damage. She has sustain, and also she has something to give for team clashes. So it was our decision that we banned Trixie for the game.
Alright, and that's very nice. So the first pick was a Nikolai. Did you guys actually want Nikolai, Wikicafe?
We were kind of doubting for Nikolai, but we just tried to play it the way we wanted it to be, and we tried to see how Nikolai can contribute to the team clashes. So I guess it's fine that we tried to pick Nikolai for the game.
Alright, so moving things a little bit forward here. The full lineup, you guys actually received the document already, so you guys should see the picture there. So the full lineup for PH, you guys I think went with Bastion, Claudessa, Harrower, Shank, and Caprice. Now this is a little bit different from what we have in SG, namely because we don't really see Harrower. So Harrower is a very strong hero, but is it very frequently played in Philippines?
Not really, because only a few in the Philippines, only a few players can really play as Harrower, and not a lot of them usually go for pure DPS, for pure burst down damage or isolation type of hero. But since our player, namely Shin, as Harrower, and he's been practicing for that, I think for the past 2 weeks, or even before we try to enter the brawls, they said Harrower's a good pick, so why not give it a try? And I think he made a big contribution to the team yesterday.
Right. and FrozenPulse, when you see such a lineup, what is your strategy?
Their lineup has had a lot of tanks, so we were really afraid. When we see that much tank, we were thinking the DPS go full DPS, and everybody would just support our carry, which is a Verm for the first game. So
Right.
yeah, basically yeah. We didn't expect
Right.
Trixie to be banned because it's not really played much in SG. So Trixie was actually our last pick because we thought like nobody would choose Trixie. End up it got banned. Yeah.
So you were trying to play something different, and then but Trixie's very very prominent in PH. That's why it got banned. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting. And in terms of the first game, I think some key things to take away was that we saw a very good Claudessa, and whoever that was that played Claudessa on your team, Wikicafe, it was just crazy. Dragon's Reach was connecting the whole damn time, and I think most of the FrozenPulse members, they were like trying to disengage, but the Dragon's Reach would always pull them back, and it would be game over.
Actually, that Claudessa was me. Thank you.
Ah, it's you.
Oh.
Oh man, blushing like a small little boy now. but yeah, I mean it's good, it's good. It's a good Claudessa. So much that they decided to ban it for the second game, and I think it says a lot. But also nothing to take away from FrozenPulse side. They had a very scary Vermilion. So June, what do you think
Yeah.
about the Vermilion?
The Vermilion really had good spots when it comes to getting free hits, and when we try to clash, I was trying to look. Actually, I was trying to look for the hitter as much as I can, but every time I try to hunt for the hitter, and then I get to leave my team open. I was just like, oh shit, I made a mistake, and it's gonna be a very big cost to us.
I see. And the Vermilion was about 700 plus GPM, but at the end you guys still
Yeah,
won that
yes.
game. And some notable mentions in that game was that you have Harrower just going ham on Hill, and that would be Ice Bubble in that game. So, is that part of the strategy to take her out before that earthquake?
Not really, but do you mind if I call the guy who was responsible for the Harrower?
Sure, why not?
All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Just gonna just pull him over. Come on, reel him in. Big catch there.
Tinatawag ka. Here, guys. This is the guy responsible for the Harrower.
Hello.
Hi.
So first question, why?
He's such a shy guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can tell. But first question to him is that why did he decide to box out Hale? Because I think the third last engagement in that team fight, Hale had a big fight there, went in, good earthquake, and after that, it was like she kept dropping to Harrower twice, thrice, and there was just no 5 full team fights from FrozenPulse after that. So I actually thought that that's one of the key reasons why you guys were able to, go in and push the generator down. But yeah, is that your strategy or that just happened on the fly?
We try to regroup around I think 20 minutes, or by the time we got the first Sindara, we try to regroup as a team, and then we already pointed out the spots on where we're gonna start the clash, what is the first objective that we're gonna take, and who are the people that the champions that need to be taken out for us to secure the generators or even the push. So that was merely our plan. Nothing really much. Just objectives and little planning before we tried to force the clash in.
Alright, and FrozenPulse, have you guys played a lot with this Strife, like with Nikolai, Vermilion, Melody, Ray, Hale?
Yes, it's one of our main draft where we have the tank Nikolai, a semi-tank or engager me, and carry. Then the other two would just be like support or gankers and stunners and stuff like that. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that actually you guys have the slightly better draft, in my opinion, for FrozenPulse. Because I kind of like your draft a lot more. You have good burst, you got good utility, you got that shock field on Ray, you got Whirlwind as well, and Nikolai is just being very, very irritating. If the pile driver goes down really bad, it can deal a lot of damage. But really, what do you think lost you guys that game there, draft aside? Because you guys can draft, man. That draft is good, right? Jun, don't you think that draft is good, or
Yeah, that draft is really good. It's like it's equal proportions of the damage, the sustain, the tankiness, the burst down, and also enough utility to set up a team fight.
Right. So so that's it. What do you think lost you guys that game there? Is it due to that
Why we
inexperience?
lose? Okay.
New
okay.
team? I don't know, man. There's a lot of reasons, and I'm not saying you should blame anyone. It's an all-girls team, and I understand. It's more like the fact that girls or guys, no matter what, we just want to try and understand why we lose, and it's always good to understand. And also, it's gonna be good to ask Wikicafe why they won, right? So we'll start with FrozenPulse. Why do you think you guys lost that game there?
We actually recapped a bit after the game. We realized that we really need to work on our objectives, securing all our objectives, as well as in mid to late game phase. We are a bit clueless and a bit lack of teamwork there on what to do to actually win the game. So yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah, that's very good. And for Wikicafe, you guys were just crazy with a lot of tanks. Harrower can tank quite well as well. Shank, Bastion, Claudessa. Is this generally the way you guys draft?
Actually, we try to experiment as much as possible on what metas we're trying to create, but the meta that we're currently using right now is more of control type of laning, and we are not merely about the more on the skill set, the damage output, but we are more on trying to build a mid game phase and also a late game phase for us to be able to deal lots of damage to the enemy.
Alright, and now let's talk about the second game. So we have a very interesting ban here. Straight up FrozenPulse with, Wikicafe with the first ban decides to throw out the Ray. Why is that? Is the Ray in the first game being too irritating? You guys just got boxed out half the time? Or what?
Actually, whoever the Ray was, it actually made a bit of a diversion or like a distraction for us, that we weren't able to we weren't able to focus on who to go at it first, and I was like, the Ray, that stun is not gonna happen anymore. So it's really bad. It was really bad.
And I think FrozenPulse came up with a good respect ban here on the Claudessa. So June, that is your hero that got banned.
Yeah.
How do you feel, man?
I will actually Claudessa is as of now is my ace champion for now, but I've been practicing a lot and trying to experiment on different roles for me to go up against with my team, especially in the laning phase, because I'm more trying to experiment on who I want to pick on as a hero for the game.
Nice, good stuff. So those heroes were banned out, and this time around we have June going for the first pick. Bastion got picked up again. So is Bastion really the core of your drafts, or what? Because I think that I remember casting those games and saying that Bastion wasn't doing enough. Bastion isn't tanky enough. Bastion isn't like charging enough. He isn't going in, stunning people enough, and he just wasn't doing enough. So was that like the main core pick for your drafts, or it's just the standard staple comfortable pick you guys have?
We were trying to think about what hero can contribute when it comes to the armor, to the offensive damage, to the utility like the crowd control, and we needed a Bastion because Bastion is really tough for a champion that you're gonna pick, and he can contribute depending on who uses the Bastion. And we try to think of it. He is a great asset to the team.
I see. So that's the basis there. But okay, that's interesting. And this time around, FrozenPulse decides to go for a little bit of a different strategy. They have got one support in, which is a little bit different from the first game. And generally just a lot of AP damage. You got that Ace, you got the Jinshi, you got the Melody, as well as the Rook. The Rook is picked because you guys snatched the Vermilion. So June, why did you snatch the Vermilion?
I would like to ask, is it okay if I ask the guy again responsible for the Vermilion?
Sure, why not?
Why is it that you picked the Vermilion? I'm sorry. He said it's nothing, but actually Vermilion is his ace player, and he just tries to like give it a bang bang bang. That's what he usually does for the team, actually.
I see. So that's actually one of his favorite heroes, and that's the main reason why. I see. I thought it's to snatch the Vermilion away from Team FrozenPulse and see how they fare. Now no more red for you guys. Yeah, because there was some team fights in the first game that went completely down south for Wikicafe, and I think that Vermilion had like quad kill, even like pentakills, and it's like, wow, crazy, man. They could actually win this game. Then all of a sudden they just lost it. I'm like, what? But but right. So back to this draft here. For Wikicafe, your full lineup this time around includes Blazer and 3 tanks with 1 Vermilion. So dual carry, 3 tanks, not much CC utility stuff as compared to FrozenPulse. Ice Bubble.
Hello.
Yeah, sure. Why not, Jun?
Yeah.
Carry on.
Excuse. Come again. I would like to repeat
Okay.
the question.
I was just about to ask Ice Bubble what was her thoughts when she saw 3 tanks and there's only 1 ace on her side that has to fight like against 3. So maybe before we go to June, let's ask Ice Bubble that first.
I really hate the 3 tanks meta. It means that our DPS need to take up more time to shoot, to actually kill those tanks, and the rest of our heroes actually have to spend more time to support and try to hold the game fight. But we got our lineup the same as before. Our meta basically 1 tank, 1 semi tank, and stuff like that. So I thought we would do quite well, and I hope we did. Yeah, June, you were saying?
For the lineup, I would just like to say that the 3 tanks, we were trying to really give it a sort of a bouncer like gameplay. It's like, example, you get to pick a carry, and then there are a lot of bouncers. They're just guarding around the place trying to protect the carry, and it's like a typical protect the VIP thing, That's what we try to build for the lineup.
And I think there was an engagement in game 2 that went really, really interesting. We had like most of FrozenPulse dead already. Tinder went down, Rook as well as Melody, and they managed to take down both Blazer as well as Vermilion. But the 3 tanks just wouldn't die, no matter what. No matter what Junshi did, no matter what Ace did, they were just like, we're just gonna have to run. So that to me was very funny, because that to me was just like, we saw this coming, 3 tanks. And there's nothing that they can do there. Is 3 tanks very popular in the Philippines?
Not really. It's not really about having 3 tanks. It's trying to set up a team that could not only support the back when it comes to the hitters, trying to deal damage to the carry of the enemy team, but also trying to at least contribute something. It's like building a big wall in front of you and just trying to go through it, but in fact it's just bouncing you back. It's like trying to go through a wall or something, but then just trying to go away. That kind of meta.
Alright, that's very refreshing. I don't think I've seen that yet in SG. Have you seen that before, FrozenPulse?
No, and it sounds actually quite good. I think we're gonna try that out in future. Actually learn a lot. And it's much better than the SG meta, where we have support, like equal amount of supports and tank to just make the lineup look good.
Okay, not bad.
Thanks for sharing.
Right, so that said, that will conclude our discussion for the drafts there, and I think that this has been a very fun time discussing both meta and directions for the team. Now the next question is a little bit more interesting. It's this is gonna go out to whoever answers this first. I don't really have like a target for who to answer this question, but it's more like, what do you think needs to be done in the current scene to make it grow slightly bigger, and what do you want to see in the current scene, and as a professional competitive team, what do you want to see happening over the next 3 months, and yeah, stuff like that.
Would you like to go first, Julia?
Okay. Basically, Strife is a new game. We do need a lot more players, especially girls, to actually play the game. Right now, in SG, there are a couple of competitions going on, which I thought was very good to, let the team know each other and just play and know our standards. If I'm not wrong, there will be an international competition in Thailand or something next year, which we might be aiming to join. And basically, if there's anything more that we need in SG or in the rest of the world, maybe more publicity and just events as what is happening now. Yep.
And what about your side, Wikicafe?
Okay. The Strife game has yet to develop here in the country, but I know only a few people that played during CBT. So, what we need here is maybe same as Julius' answer: publicity, advertisements, or even like try any promotional events for the Strife. The tournament currently happening right now is not that booming yet. Not that booming. It's not that big yet. But when it goes out from here in Manila all the way to the islands down south, then I guess maybe there are gonna be a lot of players soon. As of now, we have maybe 150 to 200 players, but I have yet to
Wow.
see all of them. Yeah.
So you guys actually got some pretty good traction in the Philippines already. That's very nice. I think here in Singapore we had some very interesting teams coming up. We got Impunity and ISG, but they haven't fought each other yet. And these are tried and tested professional teams. So ISG, I think this is like a new squad of theirs, and they just won the tournament last Saturday. So I've been informed that next week we were expecting War Gods to play against ISG.
Wow. Oh my God.
So
Really?
that
Yeah,
that
that's
would be one match that would be just very very fun to watch, and I think it's gonna be interesting, but you guys are right, man, and I think that generally this is just trying to find out what teams really want to see along the way, and yeah, definitely I'm sure someone somewhere important enough is gonna pick up some messages that we left them, and yeah, so thank you guys for joining the show today. I know it's a little late here. It's almost
Okay.
9. You guys should go for your dinner. But before we go, any shoutouts, and we'll start with FrozenPulse first, ladies first.
Okay, shout out to my team who are probably having fun in the game right now. And as well as all the teams that we fought with, it really helped us improve a lot while playing with you guys, as well as our mentors from Infinity. Yeah, just them, they really help us in our trainings and stuff. Yeah.
And what about you,
Yeah.
June?
Okay. First of all, it's a request actually. I would like to say hello to the our sponsor. His name is Kuya Wiki. Kuya Wiki means brother Wiki or an older brother Wiki, and I would like to give a shout out to the following teams. I would like to give a shout out to Net.com, War Gods, Frenic T, what else? Zoan. What else? Yamato, Team Yamato also are co-partners for the lineup of the Strife Brawl team, and all the players that are currently playing right now, from SG all the way up to America or even parts of Southeast Asia. Then I would like to say hello, and play Strife. It's a fun game, and you're gonna be very ecstatic about the idea about the game. It's so cool, really. Oh, by the way,
Alright.
I
Yep.
would like to make a follow up. It's from it's from my team. I would like to say hello
Oh my
to
God, so
FrozenPulse.
sweet. Oh.
Oh man, that's sweet. Why don't I get stuff like that? Holy cow!
I don't know these guys. They are shy. Now they're blushing all over the place.
Aw.
You guys only do stuff like this to girls' team. My God. But that's sweet. That's neat, man. That's neat. Wikicafe. Well done. Well done. All right. So just to conclude the show, once again, thank you guys for tuning in and for watching. This will be up on YouTube as well as on SoundCloud, I think, for the podcast, just for you guys for traveling and wanting to know more about Strife and what are some of the stuff that we discuss and talk about. So thank you once again to both Ice Bubble from FrozenPulse as well as June from Wikicafe
Bye bye, guys.
for just checking in tonight, and I just look forward to seeing your games once again, and
Yeah.
definitely there will be opportunities for you guys to come back to the show along the way, and yeah, shout out to my family and girlfriend as well. See you guys. We'll be back again next Tuesday for Strife Smackdown, and do check in back with us. There is gonna be a Clash of the Titans next week. So have a great night, guys, and see you guys real soon.
Bye
Bye, guys.
bye.